Chapter 285. How dare you harm my disciple? I merely collected what was due. With this the principal has been repaid. For the accrued interest, please consult with our guild's leadership. I'll take that as an agreement. I will never forget today's events. The echoes of that exchange still hung heavily. Li Zhongliang departed with a stormy silence in his wake. Park Ji-huang, despite the urgent administrations of Li Zhongliang's potion, remained grievously wounded, a sight that undeniably shook Li to his core. Only when the imposing aura of Li Zhongliang dissipated did I allow a sigh of relief to escape. That was tough. All the tension that had been building up suddenly drained away. I was exhausted. The confrontation with Li Zhongliang left me with minor injuries, but the mental fatigue was heavy. What a close call that was. In a single day, I made an enemy of a globally renowned SS-rank hunter and a colossal guild. Like balancing on a razor's edge. On that precipice Li Zhongliang and I clashed, but he was the one to yield. It couldn't be helped. I had precisely targeted their Achilles heel. The more one has to lose, the less they are willing to gamble. Should the mighty Li Zhongliang fall, the Ares Guild's dominion would crumble. Then the scavengers, their rivals, would circle. The cleanest solution, of course, would have been to silence him for good. Li Zhongliang knows. He knows that I'm not an easy opponent. He may have had the upper hand today, but deep within, he recognized the wolf standing before him as no ordinary beast. Brushing away the blood from my lips, I reflected. 3 paces. Today, facing Li Zhongliang, I retreated 3 paces. But soon those 3 paces will become 2, and in no time, those 2 will narrow down to just 1, and after that, I will surpass you. I've never actually seen a documentary where a wolf beats a tiger in a one-on-one fight. However, I do have an endless potential for growth. I am the master of the rising star after all. The time will come when both I and our guild will be stronger than you ever imagined. What unfolded today wasn't merely a quest for vengeance for Mr. Rough Guy. It was the dawn of a golden era for the Peace Guild. If we had been intimidated and retreated during the first attack from the Black Hunters, the Peace Guild would have merely remained mediocre. Instead, our bold defiance not only secured vengeance but also paved the way for restitution. And now the future hinges on Mr. Choi's capabilities. He'll handle it well. Suddenly I recalled the conversation I had with Mr. Choi a few hours ago. What are you planning to do? Well, if my guess is right, the reactions could be explosive. Are you thinking of invading the Myeongdong Guild? I can't guarantee that I won't. Upon hearing my words, Song Song said I was crazy, while Butler Kim just stared in silent speculation. But Mr. Choi was different. His words surprised me even now. Then go ahead. What? Go to the Myeongdong Guild? Give them a beating and put them on the floor. That doesn't mean we should literally collapse buildings and kill people in the middle of Seoul. If we are not careful, the prison will become our guild house. I thought you'd advise against it. I would have if it wasn't you. We would have figured out some other way. But why? You, Jin Tae-kyung, might appear reckless at a glance, but you always act with the worst-case scenario in mind. And you always produce the best results. Are you sure it's okay? I aim to make the Peace Guild the best in the world. If we retreat every time our guild members are attacked, we'll never be the world's best. So should I really do it? No matter the outcome, I'll take responsibility. The last words from Mr. Choi echoed vividly in my ears. I trust you, Jin Tae-kyung, perhaps even more than I trust myself. If Mr. Choi had this much trust in me, I would reciprocate that trust. The scales had been more than balanced for Im Hyuk-jun. Against all odds, I had wrung apologies and compensations from foes once thought untouchable. The world's best guild, huh? A chuckle escaped me as I thought about Mr. Shui's grand vision. I pulled out my phone and made a call. The line connected almost immediately. Yes, this is Choi Min-woo. Mr. Choi. There's a lot to talk about. Where should I meet you? Jin Tae-kyung. So you're alive. I thought you were dead. Are you truly Jin Tae-kyung? After saying he trusts me more than himself, this bastard. Ji Ji-huang. Snap out of it. A master's plea echoed, charged with raw urgency. Behind the formidable Li Zhongliang, Park Tae-seup's eyes bore into him, attempting to reconcile the man he knew with this unexpected behavior. Did Li Zhongliang always have this side to him? He had watched Li Zhongliang for a long time. During the Great Cataclysm, Park Tae-seup merely thought of him as an oddly daunting figure. But after the war, when the Ares Guild was established and Li Zhongliang seized power, his true nature became clear. A pillar of unyielding resolve, cunning as a fox, executing the most harrowing deeds with icy detachment. In Park Tae-seup's eyes, Li Zhongliang was a force of nature, feared whether he was comrade or challenger, so he is human after all. But such introspection was fleeting. As Park Tae-seup emerged into the grand hall, reality struck. You're here. A middle-aged man stood ahead. Every sinew of his body spoke of a military discipline, a warrior's spirit barely contained by the tailored black suit. Flanking him, an imposing entourage of 20, their chests bearing the unmistakable emblem of the Ares Guild. I didn't sense them at all, yet a greater astonishment awaited. Beyond, the Myeongdong Guild lay in disarray, a testament to a silent war waged in one. What is this? The middle-aged man replied in a dry tone. They're just asleep with a sleeping spell. For now. The implications of the man's words, laced with an unspoken ultimatum, sent a chilling undercurrent through the hall. While they were asleep due to magic now, it implied they might never wake up. As Park Tae-seop braced himself to voice his dissent, a question, calm and direct, cut through the tension. Is there a problem? Lee Jong-ryong's turn was deliberate, his gaze capturing Park Tae-seop's. In that instant, a cold realization settled in Park's stomach. It was all an act. The impassive mask that Lee Jong-ryong wore betrayed no echo of the prior urgency, the supposed distress for his protege. A sinister chill crept up Park Tae-seop's spine. Look here, Guildmaster Park. There was a hidden blade in that soft voice, dripping venom like a snake's tongue. About 20 years ago you came to me and knelt down before me. Do you still remember? Of course. Park Tae-seop gritted his teeth. How could he forget? Even if it had been nearly 20 years, the desperation he felt then still lingered deep in his soul. Consecutive large-scale business failures, massive debts, and the judging gazes of people. That period was a worse nightmare for Park Tae-seop than any other crisis. Drowning in despair and shunned by many, his last beacon had been Lee Jong-ryong. With an aura of commanding superiority, Lee Jong-ryong had posed a singular question to the desolate figure at his feet. If I help you, what will you do for me? Park Tae-seop's response had been immediate, born of desperation. I'll do anything. I like that answer. Had he not said those words, what would have become of him? A question pondered through countless sleepless nights, yet moot, for his feet were set upon an irreversible path. No favor came without its toll, and Park Tae-seop had paid in actions dark and numerous. As reality dawned anew upon Park Tae-seop, he felt the invisible chains of obligation tightening. Whenever I see you lately, Guildmaster Park, I can't help but think that all the promises you made back then feel empty, like hollow rice cakes. Why would you say that? It's just human nature. Even when shown kindness, people quickly forget their gratitude and start complaining. Even if you save a man in the snow from the brink of death, once he's warmed by the fire, he changes his mind about you. That's just how it is. Haha. Lee Jong-ryong's chuckle resonated lightly, yet his eyes were an impenetrable fortress of ice. Park Tae-seop, with a reluctant nod, noticed the subtle shift to a softer tone from the man beside him. This serves as encouragement to keep doing well in the future. And don't worry about your guild members. They will be unharmed. Isn't that right, Team Leader Suk? The middle-aged man, Team Leader Suk, who was in charge of Lee Jong-ryong's security, responded in a monotonous tone. Of course. Well then I must be going. Until next time. Pat. With a fleeting touch on the shoulder, Lee Jong-ryong departed, leaving Park Tae-seop stiff as a board behind. Inside the descending elevator, Team Leader Suk spoke up. Shall we handle him? Who? Park Tae-seop. Yes. He looked quite uneasy. His thoughts are always written all over his face. He was humble for the first few years, but now that he's gotten comfortable and full, he's starting to have other ideas. He knows too much. And this time, because of the sloppy handling, there were repercussions for the Vice Guild Master. A sliver of anger laced Team Leader Seok's usually impassive tone. Lee Jong-ryong, sensing the unwavering loyalty towards him, gave a sly smile. For now, let him be. We just tested the waters. It's natural for it to feel lukewarm. What? At that moment, with a ding, the elevator doors opened. Lee Jong-ryong continued as he stepped out. I just wanted to see how he'd react. A little prod, if you will. So, sometimes you underestimate me. If I was truly serious, would I have entrusted this to such small fry? Team Leader Seok let out a soft sigh. It seems you anticipated everything. I've only taken a small taste with a single spoonful. If it doesn't taste right, I can always add salt and pepper. You truly are the Vice Guild Master. Admiration filled Seok's gaze as it met Lee Jong-ryong's, who returned it with a benign smile. Yet behind that serene facade, Lee Jong-ryong's thoughts were tumultuous, harboring reflections he could not disclose even to his most trusted. Jin Tae-kyung, he's no ordinary man. From the outset, the thorn in Lee Jong-ryong's side had been the Peace Guild's defiance, not the insolence of Jin Tae-kyung. Lee Jong-ryong mused. Even his direct intervention may not have altered this chain of events. Deploying his strength against Jin Tae-kyung would be akin to wielding a guillotine for a mere chicken. Efficient, undoubtedly, yet fraught with the risk of unanticipated consequences. It's as if I discovered a wolf amidst the chickens. Lee Jong-ryong's wrist tingled with the recollection of the encounter. For a moment he felt an immense heat and strength from Jin Tae-kyung. It was so strong that he couldn't dismiss it as the mere mischief of a young brat. He knew how to handle manwha properly. Just how did someone who was merely F rank until recently? He had a fair idea. Concluding his silent contemplation, he instructed Team Leader Suk. Keep a close eye on Jin Ta-kyung. Don't worry. If he bothers you, I'll handle him myself. Team Leader Seok had always been Lee Jong-ryong's ace. Among the protégés he had personally mentored, Seok stood peerless, a natural-born warrior. Not even the likes of Park Tae-seep could rival him. Yet, doubt crept into Lee Jong-ryong's thoughts. Could Sek, for all his martial excellence, truly stand superior to Jin Tae-kyung? Team Leader Suk. No, Go-jun. The title changed from a position to a personal name. Go-jun perceived the gravity of this correction, as expected of Lee Jong-ryong's disciple. Yes, master? Ah, it's nothing. I just had a nonsensical thought. Chuckling softly, Lee Jong-ryong headed towards the main entrance. Awaiting him stood 5 figures, their garb elaborate, woven with intricate patterns. We greet the Vice Guild Master. Such flashy attire, can't you dress more ordinarily? We will appear ordinary in the eyes of others. They were the A-rank mages directly under Lee Jong-ryong. As the eldest mage said, among the hundreds of people busily walking the pathway, no one paid them any attention. The people even remained blissfully unaware of the fierce battle that had almost toppled a towering skyscraper just moments ago. This is why magic is convenient. The illusion they had conjured was expansive. An invisible dome spanning 200 meters, only the Ares Guild's finest could conjure such a marvel. They would maintain this illusion magic until all the cleanup was completed. That's right, use that convenient magic to make sure there are no loose ends. For those who seem dangerous, tweak their memories with mental magic. Yes, understood. But that friend over there seems quite injured. Ah, that guy? Lee Jong-ryong spared a brief indifferent glance at Park Ji-hwang, whose limp body was hoisted onto the sturdy back of a security team hunter. Just provide enough treatment and dump him somewhere. If he dies, so be it. Even if he recovers, he won't be able to utilize even half of his current abilities. Lee Jong-ryong had no interest in collecting drained batteries as a hobby. He already had enough batteries, and it would be simple to replace them. At least he was useful at the end. Through Park Ji-hwang, he was able to confirm Jin Tae-kyung's malice. A missed opportunity. Had it been Lee Jong-ryong in that situation, the outcome would have been final. You couldn't take that one step. A crippled foe and a body marred by battle scars mean little if the adversary still draws breath. He didn't take revenge. He just let out some frustration. That half-heartedness will become your poison later on. With a slight smirk, Lee Jong-ryong slid into the waiting car.